knockouts. You know, if that was the case, his face would look like mush. You know, he's moving his head, he's jabbing.
He's slick. A lot of people too, like,
since he knocked people out so much, you can forget that he's a good boxer.
yeah.
Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of his era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of his era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right.
Mike Tyson sent a strong warning to Canelo after witnessing Terence Crawford's monster training sessions. He stressed that every fighter has their own style, but some develop the ruthless instinct of an animal when it matters most. Tyson explained that aggression mixed with discipline can make a fighter nearly unstoppable. According to him, Crawford's mindset and intensity show he's ready for war. And that's why Canelo might be too weak against such hunger.
Not long ago. That's what's so crazy.
Listen, most of these guys, Alexander Green, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages, because we have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world, and look who what level we are. We have their seeds. We have them. Some people, like they have those psychopaths. Some people love killing people. Some people love eating people. Some people don't. Just like animals, some animals get domesticated quicker than others. The same in human beings. Some of them get domesticated quicker than others, and some of them just never get domesticated. They're just what they are.
So you genetically passed down their makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the way we're so attached to our phones is going to lead to us being attached to some electronic thing that we wind up accepting in our body.
No, listen,
and it's going to change what people are.
Like some iRobot shit, honestly? You think
Yeah,
that's what
legitimately. Like some kind of
If all
cyborg
of us
shit.
right now, if our phones stop now, we would start fighting for some reason. Before we figure this shit out, if our phones start now, we would for some reason find the reasons to fight.
We're so distracted by phones. But I think the thing about phones is you accept the fact that everybody has one. You accept the fact you always have it on you. So it might as well be a part of your body. It's just not connected. And one day it will be. One day they're going to figure out how to put a thing on your head that makes your brain work way better. And a few people are going to do it and they're going to have a big advantage. And then we're all going to do it.
But until then,
your
phone will be like your will. When you die, take my phone, son.
In preparation for the biggest test of his career, Terence Crawford has turned to sparring with Carlos Adams, a strong middleweight known for his raw power and relentless offense. This choice speaks volumes about Crawford's mindset heading into a clash with Canelo Alvarez. Facing a naturally bigger opponent like Canelo, Crawford understands that adapting to heavy punches is a necessity rather than a luxury. By absorbing and countering the punishing shots of Adams in sparring, he is conditioning his body and mind for the type of storm he expects on fight night. This preparation reflects not only Crawford's toughness, but also his tactical intelligence.
So here's a video that many people have sent me to determine in their mind that Terence Bud Crawford would lose to Canelo Alvarez, or is going to lose September 13th to Canelo Alvarez, as he is sparring here middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Adames, who is 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying that Carlos Adames, who's 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach, is having his way with Terence Bud Crawford. And this is an indication that the 168-pound Canelo Alvarez, who's 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach, is going to have the same type of success and knock Terence Crawford out. But what people are not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Adames and taking the big punches from Carlos Adames as he's standing in the pocket and counterpunching him and taking his blows at a smaller weight class while competing at 147. Now he bulked up. What y'all think?
Oscar de la Hoya, a former rival turned promoter, believes that Canelo's aggression could be his undoing. According to de la Hoya, Canelo will undoubtedly come forward with his usual pressure, but Crawford possesses a technical brilliance and adaptability to expose him. He points out how Floyd Mayweather frustrated Canelo with defensive mastery and ring IQ, while Dmitry Bivol outclassed him by controlling distance and pace. The implication is clear. Crawford, like those champions before him, has the skills to dissect Canelo's style. His southpaw switch-hitting ability, sharp counters, and high fight IQ create multiple pathways to victory. While Canelo may come hard, relying on strength and volume, Crawford's technique and intelligence could allow him to dismantle that pressure.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. No. Berlanga's a big kid. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem, and Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't you think Canelo's a better fighter than he was then, today?
A better fight, yeah, a little better, yeah. His footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed, he's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure, and the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know? And he doesn't run, and he has that heart. He's a dog, he has that heart. You wanna fight me, I'm gonna fight you.
Comparisons between Crawford and Oleksandr Usyk are not misplaced. Usyk, a naturally smaller fighter at heavyweight, conquered giants like Anthony Joshua and even challenged Tyson Fury by staying true to his unique style, speed, footwork, and relentless confidence. Analysts argue that Crawford should approach Canelo the same way, not by trying to be bigger or stronger, but by maximizing what makes him great. Crawford's timing, accuracy, and ring generalship are unmatched in the sport today. By sticking to his own rhythm, as Usyk did, Crawford can offset Canelo's physical advantages. The lesson is that greatness doesn't come from imitating an opponent's strengths, but from amplifying one's own. For Crawford, this means trusting his boxing instincts, maintaining discipline, and using his well-rounded skill set to neutralize size and power. Training hard, yes, but also training smart, because in this fight, identity may be his greatest weapon.
To reevaluate him bulking up and say, you know what? Nah, Terence Crawford, if you want a chance, not just to survive, but a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be you. Just like Oleksandr Usyk was himself to face muscle machines like Anthony Joshua, big, tall enigma in the heavyweight division like Tyson Fury. Now let me quickly give you an example of what I'm talking about. See, when Oleksandr Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, right? He weighed in at 221. Joshua was 244, giving up over 20 pounds, over 20 pounds, almost 25 pounds, right? Alexander Usyk didn't chase Anthony Joshua in terms of trying to bulk up. Oh man, I'm gonna fight this heavyweight. His power is gonna be more than me. His weight, he could overwhelm me with his weight, his height, you know, his power. No, I'm gonna be. I gotta be the most comfortable fighter I could be. I gotta be comfortable under my own skin. I'm not gonna beat him off power. I gotta beat him off speed. I gotta beat him off movement. I gotta beat him off adjustments. I gotta beat him off IQ, right? So Alexander Usyk didn't have to bulk up to be successful. Now look at this one. Look at when he fought Tyson Fury. He kept the same energy, he kept the same mindset, and it still got him to become an undisputed heavyweight champion.
Coach Joel Diaz believes that Crawford's skill set ensures he will trouble Canelo early on, but he also emphasizes the historic financial implications of this bout. For Crawford, a fighter who has dominated multiple weight classes but often lacked blockbuster opportunities, this is the fight that changes his legacy not only inside the ring, but also at the bank. The enormity of this payday reflects the scale of the matchup. Never before has Crawford stood on such a stage with millions of eyes and record-breaking revenue attached to his performance. Diaz hints that the pressure will be immense, but the reward is equally massive. Beyond the tactical chess game against Canelo, Crawford is also fighting for generational wealth and recognition. If he delivers, his career will ascend to a level very few boxers ever reach, both in terms of prestige and financial power.
You know, he never made those millions of dollars that he deserved to make, and became friends with Turkey Al-Sheikh, which Turkey Al-Sheikh announced it publicly. Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of his era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of his era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins. But he wins money. Because now, hey, you know what? As my friend that you are, I make you an offer. Would you fight Canelo? I'll give you 40 million. I don't know if it's 40, I don't know if it's 50, 60, but he's not gonna make no less than $10 million. So right there, Crawford's winning, regardless. As a fighter, like, dude, you give me 20 million, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight Anthony Joshua right now. So Terence Crawford has to sell the fight. He has to say, I'll beat Canelo, left and right, whatever, right? But we've seen it we've seen it many, many times. When fighters move up 2 divisions to beat a champion, they fail. I mean, I saw it with Mikey Garcia when he fought Earl Spence. I saw it when Demetrius Andre, a 147-pounder, was avoided for years. He moved to 54, he was avoided. He moved to 160, he fought maybe once or twice. Nobody wanted to fight him, so he moves to 68 and fights Benavidez. What happens? He looked good for the first 3 rounds because he's good. But once that heavy monster is coming at you, he'll destroy you.
Shakur Stevenson, one of boxing's brightest young champions, has no doubts about Crawford's chances. He dismisses concerns about size and weight, emphasizing that both men are essentially the same height and that Crawford's physical condition has already adjusted to the move up. To Stevenson, this fight is about skills, not scales. Crawford's lean build, combined with his rigorous training, allows him to compete comfortably at higher weights without sacrificing speed. Stevenson argues that the weight gap narrative is outdated, especially given Crawford's natural strength and adaptability. More importantly, he believed that Crawford's mental toughness and experience negate whatever physical advantages Canelo might claim. For fans, Stevenson's confidence adds another layer of intrigue, suggesting that the young generation of fighters see Crawford as a man capable of toppling boxing's biggest star.